Boom! Welcome back to the channel. I'm Hank Strange. This is Lola Strange. And you are watching StrangerPalooza. We're actually at the South Bend, Indiana airport, and we're doing open house here in Indiana for this week. And our rental car is a Chevy Silverado EV. Check it out right there. We're gonna take this for a little, we're gonna drive this the whole week.
The whole week.
The folks that were out here visiting actually reserved this for us, but they reserved a regular, like an ICE engine vehicle, regular vehicle. But if you go to a rental thing and you're like, hey, do you guys have an EV? They'll happily supply you with one.
More than likely the answer is yes, but they don't advertise it.
And this one happens to only have 26% charge on it, which is about 107 miles, which is actually not bad because this could charge to like 450.
That's insane.
I just looked at it, it's like 56 kilowatts, 56 cents a kilowatt hour at the supercharger, so I don't think we're gonna go that far. But yeah, we're gonna give you guys our impression of this, driving it this whole week. We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna let Lola take over. This is white. I prefer the black.
I mean, the white looks menacing because when we were walking over, I didn't know what it was gonna look like. And you said, oh, it's gonna look futuristic. So the minute I looked over, I was like, oh, it must be that thing over there.
It's very basic. See, that's where you see that it's EV. It's got no tonneau cover or nothing, but there's hookups and all that. So everything looks good. I'm just looking around, make sure there's nothing wrong with it, but it looks good. It's in good shape. I prefer the black though. The black looks real. If you think this is menacing,
it's the front that
does it. But it's really cool. All right, I'm gonna let you take over. Let's jump in here.
All right, let's go.
Look at that.
Key fob.
Yeah, key fobs like in the olden days.
Which is weird for an EV.
Yeah, so I'm going to the University Park Mall to charge up before we go anywhere. It connects to my phone. I've got it connected actually by a hardline cable, but you can do a bunch of stuff. The navigation and all that on this is not turned on from what I could see, but it does accept Apple CarPlay, so I'm just gonna use my Electrify America account. Let's see how that goes. Last time I tried to use Electrify America actually with the Cybertruck, it ran for 3 minutes and then shut off. You know, a regular rear view mirror, but it's not digital or anything here. Very roomy.
Yeah, there's lots of room in here, as you would expect from an SUV pickup truck.
Now, some of them, the seats come down. I don't think it does that on this model. I don't think all of that drops down, but we'll look into it.
One thing that I would say is interesting is that your seat does not.
Oh, it's manual. Look at this.
Which is weird for an EV.
It's very roomy, but
maybe there's different trim models.
Yeah, they are, but for the rentals, they're very basic. For the rentals that are out there, like everyone I've seen do a video of one that's a rental, very basic. Let's see.
So they pretty much kept this where anyone that's afraid of an EV can get into this and feel relatively comfortable with all the usual ways of starting a vehicle.
Very big cavernous storage in here. Check that out. That is crazy big. You can adjust your mirrors and everything, but your seat, no. So we got to get out of here and then
to Lincoln Way West, then turn left.
Yeah, let's go down here. Super quiet.
You hear a hum.
Not making any kind of noise.
You hear a hum.
Now the Cybertruck has spoiled me. I don't know how to use no, it's this way. Yeah, it's this way.
You don't know how to use the stalk to turn left and right?
Yeah, I feel like a savage using it. Why would I be using a stalk to turn?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's an EV, but they kept everything.
The steering is very loose on this. That's one thing that I've been spoiled for now as a Cybertruck person. That all-wheel steering is awesome. The generative braking, I gotta mess with and see how I could actually turn that up more, because it's got none. This is like on regular braking right now, I can tell you that. Oh, I've been spoiled, man. I've been spoiled. But this is not bad though. Just my first impressions here, not bad. Let's see if it just connects and charges first. It's connecting.
Let's see.
And boom, it's going. And it's 56 cents a kilowatt hour.
So you did not get a discount as a member.
Let's go in and check the settings.
Okay, let's see.
So let's check the charging settings here. I should have brought these with me, but...
Press brake to start. Fast charging to 100%.
By 220, so it'll take more than an hour, but we're not going that. Not at that rate, we're not charging to 100, but let's go to the charge settings. Here we go. Oh, so you can set your limit. Let's dial this down here. Let's do 80.
40 minutes. That's too long.
I think we should go in the mall. I think I could use the bathroom. We had it at 100. That was going to take more than an hour because it's not even 1 o'clock yet. It's 10. So if it was going to go till 2, now it's not going to go that long.
Well, I was curious to see if it does give you 100 miles within 10 minutes, like it claims.
Oh, I don't know.
Give you 100
We're
miles
doing right now 364 miles an hour. If you want to, let's run in the mall.
Okay, let's do that.
All right, so we are back. It's done charging, and the bill, if you guys could see it, is $69.77.
What?
There you go. Yes, very expensive.
That's
woman.
the same as freaking gas. When we fill up the Beyond, is about that same price to fill up. Let's go see.
And this again. Boom, there we go. Yeah, 364 miles.
Okay, and the Beyond is...
If you fully fill it with gas, the Beyond does now, because of the tires, maybe 300 miles. And that will still be about $90. We got 364 miles, probably more than what we need.
For the week.
For what we're going to do.
You better do some driving, because I want that money.
You want that money?
Yeah, I'm not giving it back to...
But one of the cool things I think about this is that I can actually use Waze. So I've got it all connected and everything, and I'm using Waze to go where I'm going. Just figured I'd share that with you guys. Okay, so one thing I would say is that after having driven the Cybertruck for a couple of weeks, people always complain, oh, you know, I gotta press the button here or do this. I'm used to all of that. I've forgotten all of that in this. The big thing that I need to figure out how to do is to turn on the regenerative braking, but I'm not really sure. And we just probably don't even have time for that. I think we're fine. I've got a lot of miles. I'm not gonna, you know, we're running around doing stuff, so. Okay, so I think I figured out the one pedal. It's this, it looks like a foot or a shoe and a circle. So press that, one pedal driving, and then you can set the level so it's on high. So you can do one pedal driving with that button, which is cool. I'll take it. We're gonna do the walk around. I think we've put about a little over 200 miles on it, probably more than that, because we picked it up with about 100 and something. We took it and we charged it, but since we charged it, it was like 376 or something, and now we're at, I don't know, 170. And so that was Monday. Today is Thursday. We're returning it tomorrow and Friday. So I figured we've been driving it for a few days. We might as well go around it and talk about it. It's nice and dirty. We've been driving through some mud here at the show. I'll just walk around, give you guys the walk around of it here. Just a look at it, you know, for whoever wants to look and see what this has. Here's the bed, and you know, this is basic. This is real basic so far as like, you know.
I think there were two versions, right? This is kind of like the work truck.
Well, this one is a work truck, and that's probably what most of the rentals that are out there are. I have seen a more built up, you know, more featured one in a dealership somewhere. I didn't drive it, and it definitely looked, you know, better than this. I've only seen two colors, black and white. I think the black looks good. This looks good too. What do you think?
I think it looks good. I think in a sea of pickup trucks, like when we were at the show, and there was nothing but a row of pickup trucks all lined up, it's very easy to identify this one.
So there were definitely people that realized it was electric, and they were asking us questions. I think looks wise, it looks really good. I would say that for sure. Looks really good. The way that it drives, it drives like a pickup truck, traditional, if you're into that.
In terms of the switches and
controls everything, right? Yeah. I would say that from driving the Cybertruck, I'm used to that, and I can't stand all the controls on this. It's just too much for me. It's just like not intuitive, and I always feel like it's just too much. The Cybertruck's ruined me. It's just too many things you have to do. So for you, you might actually like this because you don't have to learn all of that. But in the last couple of weeks of owning a Cybertruck, I love that. To me, I would prefer the Cybertruck clearly over this. But I think this is cool. Now, even at the stripped out version, I think when we looked it up, this is probably like in the realm of $70,000.
Right.
I would say...
I saw like a couple of used, though, around the 60,000 range.
Yeah. I mean, being a rental here in a year or so, National, we rented this from National, they are going to... You could probably get this from like 30, 40 out there. That's going to be a really good deal. I don't think it's bad. I think the suspension on this is a little rough, and I was just looking before we started this, trying to like figure out how to go through the menu. I don't really have it sorted, and I would really have to sit here, take a whole bunch of time, read the manuals. I don't want to do all that.
I think the suspension, there was like, you could hear the suspension squeaking the first day.
It was a little squeaky.
It drove fine and quiet. But the rest of the week that we've had it, every little bump you go over, you can hear that suspension squeaking in and out. So I don't know. I'm not going to blame the truck for that. That could just be maintenance, lack of maintenance. I don't know. They've
got less than 10,000 miles on it, so that really shouldn't be happening. But there might be a softer suspension system setting or something like that. Overall, though, what I would say is it's a decent truck. If you are someone who, you want to do the electric thing, and maybe you don't like Tesla or any other company for whatever reason, and you want to try this out, it's really not bad. I think you'll be able to get in it and drive and go. I think the fact that you can do over 400 miles on that battery is pretty good. You could charge it at home. We can open this up, and so if you double click, this unlocks, but it doesn't lift all the way up, so you gotta lift it. It's got a big frunk in here, relatively, probably not as big as a F-150. And for a rental, they do give you some cables, which is nice. So there you go. Cable, you can at least plug this into 110. And I think this is probably changeable, but you can plug this into a 110. So even if it's a rental, if you're staying with a friend or at some hotels, you might be able to plug this in. There are places you can plug this in and keep this going if you really get into trouble. I think we got to look at this from a rental point of view, because I didn't buy this from a store, or I didn't get Chevy to lend it to me. There's a 120 20 amp right up front here, which is cool. So I think we should look at it that way. And what I really want to tell people is just like a little tip. If you are interested in electric vehicles, or you have a lot of knowledge of them, and but you haven't driven as many as you want to, a tip is if you're traveling, you're getting a rental, you can always ask the rental company if they have any electric vehicles. That's what we did at National, and they were more than happy, because I think most customers are afraid of the electric rental vehicles, so they don't even offer those to people anymore unless they ran out of everything. So if you want to try out stuff, you can do this, and I think we're kind of looking at it from that point of view, because that's what we did. We were there, we had something else booked, and then we said, hey, do you guys have anything electric? This was there, and I was like, okay, let's drive it and see how it is. So I'm kind of gonna go from that point of view with this, because we're not really living with it, although we have spent the last 4 days driving it around. I think that's good to have. If you go to a friend's house, go someplace where you even have a plug, if you're worried, you could plug it in and charge it. We went to soft close. We went to Electrify America, and it worked. We charged it up.
We did charge it up. For charging it, in my opinion, was pricey.
Yeah, it was about to go from, it had 100 miles on it, and we went up to 376. We went up to 80%. I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was 20 something percent, and we went up to that, and it was like $70 or something.
Yeah, it was like 364. Yeah. We went up to it was $70.
That's expensive. It was 56 cents a kilowatt hour. Here's the thing I was going to say. You need the apps. So you need Electrify America. You need to be signed up, or you need ChargePoint or wherever. Electrify America is probably going to be your best bet, because it's going to charge the fastest if it's working. You need those apps, and the cost of that is what it is. Okay. That's not on the company. That's not on Chevy. Yeah, Electrify America actually belongs to Volkswagen Group. That's their penance that they had to pay for Dieselgate.
As far as the features up front, you did the driving. I didn't. I rode as a passenger. But I think that some of the features they have in here just makes it easier for folks to like kind of adopt, because there isn't a lot of learning curve to it. Like having the stock and giving you this maybe 8-inch display for your speed.
And I think there's heads up, or I see a red light coming on there, but I don't actually see a heads up display. But I don't know, maybe I'm just not seeing it, or it's not functional on this particular trim. Yeah, that's cool. I can't argue about that. I like having CarPlay. It connects easily. It's a little dirty now, but we've got it filled with drinks and stuff, but lots of storage here. If you check that out, lots of storage, pockets, and all that.
And as a pickup truck, it meets those requirements of being roomy, big, and spacious. It's got that hands down.
Yeah, we were taking other people with us and driving around and doing stuff, and it's totally fine. The power and everything's fine. Let's go to the back here. Let's see what's in the back. Lots of room back here. These do fold up, so like this bench here goes up, and so does that one. You would think that I'm pulling these and it doesn't come down. I'm not sure, maybe I'm missing what would make this come all the way down, and this doesn't look like a model that you can do that or take all of this down either. So I'm guessing that's an upgrade, but very roomy here as well, right?
Yep.
Lots of leg room here. This is my seating position. I can very comfortably sit behind myself.
You actually have knee room. There's nothing funnier than reviewers say, "Oh, there's ample knee room," and you can see their knees are hitting.
I'm 5'11", if anyone wants
but you got
to know.
ample space in here for sure.
Yeah, so that's great. So I think that's good. Back here in the bed, pretty basic once again. You could probably set this up however you want. Put a tonneau cover. What do we have here? 30 amp. This is a 20 amp. Looks like another 20. And these are probably for resetting the fuses here. So that's cool if you were using this as a work truck. Some D-rings, right?
D-rings here.
Yeah, down there. Same thing over here. Yeah. And I think, let's try to close this. Let's see if it's soft close. No. You gotta actually click it in. Yeah.
But overall, I think it looks good. The design of it, you know, looks good. I think it stands out.
Yeah. I don't think it's bad. It's kind of weird if you're driving a Cybertruck or even some other electric vehicles that are out there to judge it. My opinion, not bad. If you like this kind of thing, you know, if you want all the stocks and all that kind of stuff, this is not bad. I would probably wait until you get these used. Probably get really good prices, especially as time goes on. 400 miles, big deal. Battery costs and everything are going down, but it's still a big deal if you can get a big battery like that, good looking vehicle. It just comes down to charging it. You'll be able to charge it at home, and then you have to figure out what to do when you're traveling. But GM is now open to Tesla. So if you get the adapter, you can use Tesla.
It's been open, but I mean, how readily available are those adapters right now?
I don't know. You can buy them. You can buy adapters. Okay. But a lot of these places, if you don't get the adapter that they supply, you know, if something goes wrong, it's on you. So that is a question. I think when it comes to using the electric cars, it's education. So it's what you know about how to use these, right? You need to make sure you've got all that going. Otherwise, if you just go buy one on impulse and then you're out there and you have no clue, you can get into trouble. For me, the guys at the rental looked to me like I was crazy.
When you asked for it.
But I'm not afraid of it. I know I have the apps. I know I've done things. You know, I know like what to do, how to figure it out.
Yeah, your experience.
So no big deal.
Yeah.
I'll let you get the last word here, Lola. What's your last words, thoughts?
I mean, I've been driving an EV for the last several years. So for me, I love it. I love not having to stop at a gas station or do oil changes or any of those things, you know.
Right.
I enjoy that it's a smart vehicle, that a lot of things are touchscreen, like my phone, what I'm used to. So for me, I don't have an issue
What about
with it.
this one, though?
I think that it's a good looking vehicle. I think it's a good transition for people that are not ready to go all the way.
All the way where? Once you get this, you're electric.
I mean, all the way in terms of like the
like going all the way over to
features.
Tesla?
Yeah, all the way
Too
to
much
Tesla,
tech?
to the features, right? Because even Rivian still does a lot of these regular things that people are accustomed to.
Okay.
So for that, I think is great. I think it's good looking design. Every time we came out to the parking lot, so I think it's good looking.
I mean, I think Chevy has good designers when it comes to aesthetics. I've driven the Rivian stuff, and that's a little bit more expensive than this. I would probably go with Rivian, but my number one would be Tesla, then Rivian. Then you can look at these other.
I'm sure this doesn't have any
guys.
kind of over-the-air updates or anything like that.
I don't know.
The room is there. The room is there. The room in there is awesome space. You know, it reminds me a lot of the Ram Rebel we had.
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, I'm not knocking it. I would say that it's good. I would put it in the, like that category, right? I would say that the Cybertruck, for example, is better, and then what Rivian has, like the R1T, etc., is better. But this is good, and if you want to save some money and you want all the old school controls and you want something that somewhat looks like a
regular pickup truck?
Yeah, it's not super sci-fi, then you can go with this. So that's my opinion of it. You'll probably see a lot of these out there if you're interested, but I'm glad that I did actually drive it and get a chance to go with this. And then maybe the next time I see a real like fully kitted out one, I'll do something as well to see how much better that is. All right,
sounds like a plan.
Right, that's it for this. We'll see you on the next one. We're both tired, so time to like go back to the hotel and actually get some rest before we try to make our way back to Florida in a hurricane. We'll see you on the next one, guys. We're out of here. Peace. Boop.